Hi, it's Romella from your Inner Light Alchemy, and it is Monday the 16th of March today. So we're using the Sign of the Times deck by Crystal Banner. I've had a very exciting morning. I've actually created a basic little deck with the themes that come up for us week on week that I can actually create into an oracle deck. So I'm getting a sample deck published, so that'll be really good fun, and then that will be available to purchase in the future, but also to use, so we can have things that are a bit more specific, a bit more linked into my inner light and the things that come up for us as empaths. So that's interesting. It's got very stuck there. Stuck energy this week. Let's see what is happening. So let's just pull the first card. That's the one at the top. Crystal's achievement. That's funny. I'm just talking about what I've achieved this morning. So, and I think that's really important. Is yes, I'm sharing that I've just created a little deck. I haven't got really good graphics or anything on it. It's literally just got a picture with some words on it, because I want to test the words and make sure they're the right words, and then I can get probably my daughter, because she's great at graphic design, to actually do the graphics for me. But there's this idea of achievement, that even when things are really heavy, even when there's a lot going on in the world, we can still do things that bring us joy, that help us achieve the things that we are desiring to do. So for me, this year, both my children are sitting major exams, and I'm going to get caught up in supporting them, manoeuvring them around the country so they're in the right place, right time, helping and support their energies. So it's really important for me to actually, and this is the goal I set for myself, is actually to achieve something specific to me. So this year, or the next 6 months, are not just about the external support, but actually things that are inner for me, if that makes sense. So creating a sample oracle deck that I can play with and share and build something really constructive from is great. I'm actually creating 4 decks, if I'm honest, and some self-care ones, but also one that's more of a journey one alongside it, and working with a lady to create my own bespoke Akashic energy editing system. So although this is me talking to you and telling you what's showing up for me, I think this is really important as the collective to, be aware of what it is that you are looking to achieve. If you could set yourself something to achieve in the next 3 months, in this next 6 months, in this year, what would that be, and what steps could you take to achieve it? Crystals are a great tool to support as well. So we've got a lovely orange calcite. Actually, I think that's a carnelian, and this one is like a golden honey. So the crystals are great to support you. And I love this picture with the labradorite, how they've really just caught that beautiful peacock colour. So yeah, ask yourself, what do you want to achieve in the next 3 months of this year? We're in March already, so we are almost a quarter of the way through. Can you believe it? But take a time to stop and reflect. And this is really important, because this is you stopping and going within and actually stepping into your own desires, your joy, your own energy. Because otherwise, as empaths, we can get completely lost and swamped, energetically, by other people, by collective madness, by wars that are going on, by worries that are put out on, into social media and everything. So yeah, really just stop, press the pause button, and think, what do I really want to achieve? What can I do that's going to bring me joy? That's going to let me reflect back on life. Think, yeah, that yes, I had a lot going on those few months, but actually, this is what I achieved for me. I also just need to add, more as accountability, I've got to get my book finished. I have got to get my book written. That is definitely on my achievement list as well. So let's pop them down. Yeah. Let's see what else we've got here. Boundaries fence. Always an important one for empaths, to put your boundaries down, to ring fence your time, your energy, your emotional, your capacity, where you're showing up, where you're not prepared to show up, because otherwise you just won't get time to do the things that you really want to do. So yeah, have a think again. Where are your boundaries a little bit looser that perhaps they need tightening up? So if I think about myself, actually making time to do the things that are going to bring me joy, like write my book next. I'm about a third of the way, no, third to half of the way through it at the minute. So how do I boundary my energy, my time? Well, one thing I need to do is stop faffing on social media and shopping sites. And that's a way for me to ring fence time and energy for myself and make sure that I then can show up and do the things that are coming along. Also, boundaries, and often it can be, family calls on our energy, things that we need to, or we feel we need to do to show up to support others. And it might be that actually you need to say to family or to children, this is my time. Come and find me in 10 minutes time after I've done my 10-minute lie down, for example. Or, so how can you manage your outgoing energy and bring it into balance so that you can still support everybody, but actually what you're doing is you're able to support yourself first and find time to do the things that are going to bring you pleasure, joy, and that sense of achievement. Okay. Hope and rainbow. Yeah, this is a feeling. I'm feeling peace with this card. Again, there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot going on collectively, and we can get completely drowned in this. We can get thrown off. We're like a boat on a really rocky sea that's building into a tsunami that's going to crash and destroy everything. And that is our emotions and our energies when we are not grounded, not in our own energy, when we are outsourcing all our, I can't think what the word is I'm looking for. We are outsourcing everything that's coming to us. So rather than using discernment, that's the word I'm looking for, rather than using discernment for what's going on and how we take that on board, it's flipping it and thinking actually, looking for the hope, holding peace in your heart, and allowing that to be the trigger states. What I'm going to say, trigger states, often are a little bit more negative, but actually if you hold the opposite energy, if war is the one energy, peace and hope are the other, is the opposite energies. These might actually be the emotions that we're going to come through and work with actually in the membership. I'm feeling quite strongly that we perhaps just need to go straight for it and use, we might not use the word war, we might use a different emotion or a different word that's more emotion. And I just bring that balance, that hope of bringing things back into balance and supporting ourselves. Yeah, look for the rainbows. Even when there's rain, there's rainbows. Smiley face, joy. Yeah, I think that's the perfect one to end. Because we need that joy, because otherwise life is hard, particularly as an empath, when some things are not yours, when there's other things that are going on. And this card really is inviting you just to tap into your joy. What makes you joyful? And it's funny that she's got a smiley face on her fingers, and actually for the first time ever in months and months I've actually painted my nails because it brings me joy. Now this might not last more than a day by the time I've done some of my chores, however at this precise moment I am loving it, and I can take it off and I can put some new stuff on another day, and that brings me joy. And that is what I mean by sort of working with these energies of hope and the boundaries is I can't control how quickly this is going to come off, or I could put a top coat on it, but actually doing it and seeing it brings me joy. But what I can control is when it comes to an end, I can shift my energy. I can take the actions to clear it off my fingers, put something fresh on, and again step into that energy of joy. So I hope that makes sense. So they are the cards for this week. Lots of things as ever going on, but even when the world is going to pot, You still need to show up for you, for your joy, find hope, look after yourself, because if you're not looking after yourself, you can't have the energy to look after other people. And look at what you want to achieve. An achievement, yes, it could be a new house, it could be a car, it could be a new job, it could be a holiday, but it's the emotion behind that. It's the emotion that is really important, and that is the power driver for, happiness, etc. I wish you all a beautiful week. Let me know how this goes and how this fits. There is a new moon on Tuesday, tomorrow. So new moons are great for, I always do a little bit of clearing and then do the refocus. So it's a perfect time to actually look at the joy and the achievement here. I have a little offer that I always run on a new moon, which again is a little bit of a clearing, a little bit of a detox, and an activation around the new moon. Also, if you want to join access your inner light membership, after this is recorded, I will tap into the emotions that are coming up, and there will be a meditation activation within the Akashic records, because that's where I love to do my work, because you just get to access everything, to clear out an emotion, thought or belief. We'll see which was coming up, and pop in a positive in its place to support you this week. That's £22 a month, and every week there is one of these activations based on the collective energy and the collective messages that's coming up. So if that sounds interesting, please click the link or reach out to me, and I will speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.